everyone, and welcome to today's live stream. I'm your host, Deanna, and I'm so glad that you're here with me today. We are diving into a topic that is crucial for any leader, any business owner, any entrepreneur, and that is how to ignite exceptional performances within your team. So if you're ready to take your team's success to new heights, you are in the right place. As I said, I'm Deanna Maio, and I'm the founder and director of The Vivid Woman. For 15 years on my own now, I have been helping leaders like you unleash your team's full potential and achieve remarkable results. If you are joining me live, please comment #live. If you're joining me on the live stream as a replay, please #replay so that we know and we give the algorithms a little bit of what it is that they want. I'm so excited that you're here. Thank you so much for having your cameras on and being here with me, ready to engage in our topic. All right, so let me just set the stage for you. Many of you know I'm an actor and a performer. I love being on stage. Let me set the stage. Today's live stream is for you if you're a leader looking to boost your team's performance. If you've ever struggled with motivation on your team and you want to learn some strategies to inspire the people that work with you, if you'd like to have some practical ways to create a work environment where everyone feels valued, everyone's doing their best work, and if you're ready to take action, because I'm going to give you some practical things you can do today. I believe in taking action. It's the only way for anything to change. So let's talk about the problem we're addressing today. Oh, Lord. In so many businesses, teams face challenges, right? We've got a lack of motivation, which then causes underperformance. Communication breakdowns cause misunderstandings and errors, and that then takes time to fix the error, right? We may have difficulty in achieving our ambitious goals. You can have people on your team who do not collaborate, who do not get along, whether it be a personality issue or who knows what, right? And that just creates a work environment that feels stressful. And believe me, if you work with your team remotely, you can still feel that stress. Am I right or am I right? It's a trick question. Of course, I'm right. All right. And then lastly, when you have an environment that hinders people's growth, I'm not necessarily talking about the growth that moves them into a new role, but just getting better, more effective, more efficient in the things that they do as a part of the team. So if you are ready to hear some of these strategies, if you've ever faced any of these challenges, either as the team leader or being on the team, just drop me a quick yes, because your experiences and your insights are valuable. All right, I'm definitely seeing some come in, and I am going to stick around for Q&A. So if some of you have questions, I would love to help you, get you some coaching to help you move past some of the challenges you're having. All right, today I'm going to share with you 5 proven ways to ignite performances and skyrocket your team's success. Before I do, though, I'm going to take a sip from my trusty water bottle that is, yes, very close in color to my shirt. I'm a winter, so I wear bright, dark colors. Colors like gemstone colors. Ruby, sapphire, emerald. All right. You ready for the first proven tip? Keep in mind here too, let me just say this as we start. These may not be earth-shattering new learnings for you. More likely, they are great reminders of things you already know to be doing, but you aren't doing consistently, or you're not getting the results you want from. So I'm not going to teach you anything new today. I'm just going to remind you of what you already know so you can go off and implement it. And maybe there'll be a little something new. Okay, first thing. If you want better performance from your team, you have to set and communicate clear expectations. A great way to do this is to use SMART goals. Now, as many of you might recall, SMART is an acronym. Of course, there's different schools of thought as to what the elements of this acronym are. I'm going to share my favorite one. You use what works for you. Eat the whole fish, spit out the bones. Keep what you like, throw out the rest. SMART is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. It has a deadline. If you look at every expectation you set and you check it against the SMART acronym, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time bound, you are going to have so much more clarity for the people on your team than you've had before. All right. Tip number 2 is to foster effective communication. Well, how do you do that? Well, you've got to work to reduce misunderstandings and miscommunications on your team, especially when we're working remotely and we're not always getting the whole message. Because when we communicate verbally, you're not just getting the words I'm saying, you're getting how I say them, my tone of voice, my inflection, my facial expressions, how I am sitting or leaning, or what my hands and arms are doing. There's so much more to communicating than just the content. And when we work with folks over email and chat or Slack or text or whatever it is, we miss out on all of those nonverbal cues. So, how do we improve communication besides being very clear from the get-go with tip number 1? Have regular conversations with your team. If you're not meeting with your team members once a week, assuming that they're full-time, you're missing out. Doesn't have to be a long meeting. Could integrate some training, but it could also be, okay, what do you need me to know so I can support you? Here's what I need you to know. Let's talk a little bit about your future growth and move on. 30 minutes and you can be done. And consistently ask for people to give feedback. Remind them of your open door policy, however you want to word it. But you can't just tell people something once and expect them to remember. It doesn't work like that. I know people go, oh, yes, it does. No, it doesn't. McDonald's still advertises, and we all know McDonald's is out there. All right, let's talk about the third tip. Oh boy, this is a big one. When was the last time you recognized and rewarded someone on your team? Are you acknowledging and rewarding your team members' achievements? The best tip I can give you is to give positive feedback or recognition often, only when it's due, right? We don't want to be false or fake, but personalize that recognition to make it meaningful. Now, you may not know this about your team, but find out, would they prefer to be praised in public in a team meeting? Would they prefer it to be private? Would they like to hear it from your mouth? Would they like to have it written down? Yeah. One of the ways that you can do this is by looking into the 5, oh gosh, what's it called? It's the equivalent of the 5 love languages, but in the workplace. And Gary Chapman, who wrote the 5 love languages, is one of the authors. It might be the 5 styles of appreciation in the workplace. But, ask your team members to check it out. Figure out how they receive recognition best, how they prefer to receive it, and then do your best to give it in that way. And do it often. Not false, always genuine, but recognizing them often. All right, tip number 4 is about investing in professional development for your team. Creating a learning culture within your team and your organization. This does not have to cost money. You have things you know now that they don't know. You have training programs that you have participated in that you could take that learning that you've learned and give it to your team members. It could be as simple as a book, a podcast, a YouTube video. But when you demonstrate that learning is an important part of your culture, then people are going to be wanting to grow and develop themselves, which means they'll be more loyal and stick around. I know some of you might be thinking, oh, but if I help develop them, they'll leave. Well, they were probably going to leave then anyway. All the better that this be a nice little place for them to land for a while and move on. No one's going to be with your company forever. If they are, you've got bigger problems than what we're talking about today. Why would you want someone to stick around 5, 10, 15 years in the exact same job? Now, they might want that, but I would guess that they're still developing themselves over the course of those 5, 10, 15 years. All right, before we talk about the 5th and final proven tip for igniting exceptional performance and skyrocketing team success, I want to talk about what happens when you implement these strategies, even if you just implemented one. And the fact is, if you came up with one thing you've heard so far, you go, gosh, I'd like to give that a try, you're already winning. Here's what's going to happen. Well, your team motivation is just going to go through the roof. The morale is going to go up. Everyone's going to be a more clear communicator, and they'll be able to collaborate more without your direct intervention. You're going to have goals get hit, right? Or exceeded. Surpassed would be amazing, right? The team is more engaged and cohesive. Everyone is enjoying their work more because they are thriving in this environment where they're appreciated. Boom, baby. All right. So before I share the last tip for today, I want to let you know that if you're ready to put these strategies into action and transform your team's performance, I am here to help you. I want to invite you to visit me over at tvwleader.com/game-plan and schedule a team success game plan session with me. During this time, we will explore the challenges you're facing, the ideal team for you, where the gap is between what you have now and what you want, and how you can create a plan to really get that team in place, igniting their performance, building on the success, and you feeling even more confident and happy as a leader. So that's over at tvwleader.com/game-plan. All right. The fifth and final tip for today. Again, a good reminder that you might not be actively thinking about as often as you could. Let's put some intention behind lead by example. When you demonstrate behaviors and work ethic that you expect from your team, they see you as a role model. They become more dedicated to meeting that standard. So say what you're going to do and then do it. And when you can't, let people know as quickly as possible so they're not inconvenienced. Be a person of your word. Be in integrity with your word. If you expect people to forgive themselves and move on, then you better be working on forgiving yourself and moving on. If you want people to learn from their mistakes, you need to demonstrate and actually learn from your mistakes. If you want people to be on time for the meeting, be on time for the meeting. And even better, clarify what on time means. Does it mean 3 minutes early? Does it mean 5? Does it mean arriving 3 minutes late? It doesn't matter to me what you decide. What matters is that you decide and then you live it out to the best of your intentions. Because actions speak louder than words. And I would argue that even higher than that is when your words match your actions. So you've said it out loud, this is who I intend to be in the world, and then you go and do it. And when you do that, when you're a role model for their dedication, the professionalism you want, the communication and the collaboration and the kindness that you want on your team, you guys are going to be unstoppable. All right. So, friends, I want to thank you for joining me today as we have explored the 5 proven ways to ignite exceptional performances and skyrocket your team's success. I hope you found at least one insight that was valuable for you today. If there's something you're taking away from our time together today, I would love to know. Go ahead and put a hashtag and let's call it gold for today. Hashtag gold, like the golden egg or the golden treasure. So I know exactly what it was that you're taking away from our time together today, what you found useful, valuable, helpful, a good reminder, or maybe something new that you'd like to implement. All right, I'm seeing those come in across all of our channels that where we're streaming today. We are streaming on, gosh, let's see, 5 different channels today. So very excited. So if you're joining us over in the Vivid Woman Facebook page, welcome. The High Performing Profitable Team Leaders page, group, welcome. On my own personal profile, what up, friends? Or maybe on LinkedIn. I'm glad you were here with me today. I want to invite you to stay tuned for more tips and strategies in our future live streams every Thursday to lead your team to remarkable success. All right, friends, until the next time, take great care, be inspired, and go lead with inspiration. See you soon. Bye for now.